Welcome to our channel, The Consultant's View. You know, one of the purposes of our channel, which I elaborated in a separate video, that we invite the professionals who are not elite to that context, but contributed a lot to our society. So we have invited today such an individual, professionals, consultant, with whom we will discuss on the effluent treatment plant. Effluent treatment, you know that the industries generate the waste which we call effluent, which needs to be discharged to the natural stream or ocean or natural body, but it requires some level of treatment. The industries hire some professionals who are specialists in this treatment, who contributed to the society and environment in this context by giving the advisory role as a consultant to these industries. Today, our guest is Mr. Mrinmoy Datta. Mr. Datta is of 75 years old, is a veteran in the field of water and wastewater treatment engineering with nearly 50 years of experience working across more than 120 projects in India and abroad. A chemical engineer by background, Mr. Datta has worked in different capacities as a design engineer, project manager, and as an independent consultant with several organizations. He has extensive experience in effluent treatment for industries such as paints, tire, leather, textile and automobile, large municipal sewage treatment and water treatment projects, and many others. For the last 30 years, he has been serving as the director of Progressive Water Engineering Private Limited, an engineering consulting firm he founded 30 years ago. Namaskar. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Mrinmoy Datta.
Thank you for the invitation and for asking me to join this discussion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Datta. So if I have missed anything, you feel to supplement me relevant to this platform, you are free to go ahead.
You have told everything, okay. And whatever may be left, that will be come during the discussion only.
Great.
We will have several questions.
Yeah, great. Mr. Datta, I have drafted a few questions for you. So before going to the main questions, I would like to ask you to say something about the application of effluent treatment plan in Indian scenario.
You see, that effluent treatment plant, I was involved in the year of 1976.
76?
So that time I was working as a trainee in Hindustan Lever Limited.
Okay.
At that time in Hindustan Lever, which is located in the bank of Ganga, had no effluent treatment plant.
Okay.
And they had some information came from their Unilever, UK, that you have to study the effluent quality and quantity for the effluent treatment plant. So manager involved me myself to do the things, and I continued the work. And that is my starting. And when I started the work, I went to several organizations and other things that to know about the effluent treatment and these things. And I found that in CPCB and other organizations, that was still in a very beginning stage, and that was in the seminar level or lecture level or something, writing literature like that. There was practically no knowledge of proper knowledgeable people in effluent treatment plant was very less. So that was the situation when it started. At that time, effluent treatment means maximum neutralization.
Okay.
And that time they do the neutralization and left it in the river on the local water bodies and all those things. And gradually it comes, the CPCB norm and other norms gradually came.
CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board.
CPCB, okay. Central Pollution Control Board. They maintain some law and other things enforced, and they started the following. But at the beginning, there was for small industry, they had no effluent treatment plant. Which are the corporate company or government undertaking company, they installed some effluent treatment plants. And certain big industries also, even they by force install the effluent treatment plant, they did not run it properly because it has some operation and maintenance cost.
Obviously.
So from that scenario, if we go to there, today what we see that effluent treatment plant is not effluent treatment plant. Now it is effluent recycling plant. Because as the effluent treatment plant become more and more critical, gradually the water scarcity also increases. Now government enforces that laws that you cannot use much water for the industry. And they do not allow to withdraw the water from underground reserve. So basically they tell that if you can start the industry, you have to do the effluent recycling plant and you have to reuse the water.
Yeah.
So effluent treatment plant as today, you say, has come to the stage of effluent recycling plant.
Great. So Mr. Datta, as you said, you have 50 years of almost 50 years of experience in this effluent treatment plant. I have a critical question for you that in an effluent treatment plant, there are different industries producing different effluents, different characters, different concentration. Even in one day, the concentration level varies. But if as a designer, if I want to design an effluent treatment plant, I need some guidance. So what guidance I take is from the textbook, okay, at my level. So do you feel that there should be a CPHEO manual? Is there can there be one guideline where all the processes of the effluent treatments can be prescribed with some designs as similar to the domestic sewage design, which is very elaborately prescribed in the manual?
So it is actually the sewage treatment plant. The advantage is that the sewage quality varies within a limited pollutant.
Yeah.
So it is almost fixed. But for the effluent treatment, every industry is different. And every industry, even if you see the same industry, suppose a pharmaceutical industry, there are many types of industries. So effluents are also
even within pharmaceutical.
Within the pharmaceutical.
Okay.
Even you go for the textile industry, somewhere you are doing the coloring, dyeing, somewhere doing something else. So the effluent is different. Similarly, for the paint industry, you are somewhere making the resin plant, the effluent is resin plant effluent. Somewhere you are doing the color. So all effluents are different. So it is difficult to make a book like CPHO manual, because once you make the CPHO manual, the disadvantage is there. All the private sector will say, I have installed as per the CPHO manual. But their industry is not exactly same for all the cases.
Okay, that's the
And they will say, even I have followed the CPHO manual, you should accept it.
Okay.
So that is not, on my opinion, it is not, in my opinion, it is practically feasible.
Okay. You often said earlier that in some cases, CETP, Common Effluent Treatment Plant, may be much more relevant. So, can you say some challenges you faced in dealing a common effluent treatment plant? Before that, please explain what is common effluent treatment plant?
Common effluent treatment plant concept came in the later stage. Initially, when CPCB make the norm and other thing, there are very small industry like dyeing industry, textiles. There are some small industries like that who generates effluent. For them, it is not feasible to install the effluent treatment plant and run it. Then government thought that if we do this way, the many industries will be closed in the small scale level. So government decided to make a common effluent treatment plant, which means Suppose in a cluster there are different industries. Suppose someone is generating dye, someone is generating textile industry, someone is the resin plant or other thing. So they are to generate the effluent, and that effluent will be taken to a common area where government will install a plant and run it and treat the effluent before it is discharged. So that is the concept of the common effluent treatment plant. But the problem in common effluent treatment plant, I have recently done 1 and 2 cluster area. That is the problem is there because there are quality of the raw effluent, because it is very difficult. Suppose you are developing an area for industry, so that industry will come after 10 years.
Yeah,
so gradually it will come, the industries and these things. So when the industries come, for that it is difficult to decide the quality of effluent
raw
to be
water.
treated in the final CETP plant. So that is the most biggest challenge, that what is the input effluent quality.
Okay, that means what I understand is that there is a scheme or there is a plan that in this area within 10 years the plant, the industries will come. So now in designing an effluent treatment plant, suppose there are 5 types of industries. So because the 5 types of industry will come in sequence within the 10 years. So for the initial 2 years, how to treat it? Because your design is based on the common effluent treatment plant. Is it the challenge?
It is the difficult. And secondly, suppose I take the permission granted in the industrial area that I will make this capacity plant. But in actual case, you will see you have installed a much bigger one by some means. So naturally the effluent quality will also differ. So that is the challenge it comes. But anyway, everything is difficult way. Even in your sewage system also, initially sewage does not come that much.
Yeah.
So I learned from there that how to handle these things. So that is the problem in the CETP, and that industry should purchase the treated water for their reuse.
In that case, tell me, because there are different industries who are contributing to the common effluent plant in different character and different volume. So how they will be charged by the body, the controlling body?
What is done there, that is a good question, because suppose I am industry, I am supposed to give within 100 BOD, then this is the charge. Suppose if it comes 150 BOD, there is a penalty charge also.
Okay.
So that is decided by a consultant and group of people to decide that how much charges will be there, and government body also involved these things, how much will charge to them.
Tell me one thing, it always comes to my mind, because when the industries are putting the effluent treatment plan as prescribed by the government, it is an additional cost, capital cost, also additional O&M cost, operation and maintenance cost. But ultimately, it is a burden to the consumer, because the industries are putting this cost, hidden cost, within the cost of their product. So the consumers are in burden for this cost. Another way, on the other hand, if there was no treatment, there is a pollution in the environment, so it will affect the consumer also. So is there any threshold, can there be a prescribe or any tool, decision-making tool to evaluate the threshold point beyond which it is difficult for the consumer to pay or take the burden?
No, it is that, you see, if you treat the effluent, then you are putting some cost.
Yeah.
Yes. Suppose you are taking the textile. So textile industry, they will put some cost. It will gradually come to the burden to the public for the expenses. But if you don't treat it, it will go to the nature. The nature will be spoiled itself.
Okay.
So if the nature is not there, then how we will survive?
Yeah, of course.
For example, I am telling you, first effluent treatment plant for a distillery, it was done because the effluent went to the river, Gomati river, and the Gomati river, all fishes died in that area. So in that way, you will kill all the things.
Yeah.
So you have to save the nature whatever may be the cost, if we can spend for so much money for so many things, why not for the effluent and these things?
That means for as an individual consumer, I have to make some budget.
Budget, yes.
Okay, so this will be going for environmental pollution
Even
control.
I say you, even the company share value increases how good quality effluent treatment plant you have installed.
Oh, is it?
Yes. It is obvious. One of my client has a very big share value because of that one. Very good share value because of that one. So, share value in the market also depends on that. Nowadays, you just install and go and this way. And some client I have seen that they put better than what the CPCB has prescribed. Try to better. Because he sees the near future, what is going to happen.
In some industries also, as you said, but in the contrary, in some industries I have seen that it is that limit, permissible limit as prescribed by the government is the burden to them. Okay, they try to make some eyewash. Okay, so is it their cultural issue or really it is a real burden?
No, what is basically CPCB has decide all the norms and the value, permissible value, based on the detailed study and all those things. And they also see that whether this quality of effluent in India or abroad is achievable properly or not. Then only this describe the limit.
So they do good market survey.
Because survey, they do it. Otherwise, they cannot do it. You do this thing tomorrow, it is not possible. So, whatever limit they give, we should try to follow. It is a basically cultural problem.
That's the thing. Cultural
Indian
issue.
Business people, many of the business people, they do not bother for that one. That's why they try to blame the CPCB and all those things.
Another question in this context, it comes to my mind that suppose the raw water quality, effluent quality is 50 milligram of some parameter is 50 milligram per meter. The government stipulation is 0.5 milligram per meter. So suddenly you are putting the industry that you have to bring down the limit from 50 to 0.5. So my question is that whether can it be in phase wise? Suppose maybe in 5 years you have to try to make it 50 to 10, then 10 to 5, then 5 to 0.5. That's the theoretical question I'm putting.
No, it is not correct because in a day or night they have not come to from 50 to 5.
Okay.
CPCB also has done it gradually.
Yeah.
Because in effluent treatment or in abroad also, it is decided on the development of the means of treating it. Once the means of treating it is developed, then only it is applicable in the standard.
Okay. Yeah, sir, please have your tea. It is getting cold.
Yes.
So now tell me, we are in contact. Rather, I know you since 2002. Okay, that time I was in Delhi and you were the only ETP expert I knew at that point of time. So as an hypothetical case, suppose there are 5 types of industries for which you were doing the consultancy at that point of time. So if out of 5 industries, you were one consultant, I knew that point of time. So now that has multiplied to multifolds, maybe 50 industries, 10 times. But in that respect, the ETP engineers in the market has not enhanced in that multiplication factor, maybe two times or 3 times even. So what's the reason behind it? Is there any lack of affinity towards this industry?
Are some professional reasons are also there.
Yeah.
And there are some other reasons which is related to this effluent treatment. The first of all thing is that industries has increased, no doubt, but most of the industries management committee think why I had to put a consultant.
Okay.
Because they go to the supplier directly, and the supplier takes his design, and takes his design and install the plant. The client thinks that okay, I have this consultancy fees is free. But
Okay, to
ultimate-
him, consultancy is getting free because
Free,
it is the supplier who is giving the
So
consultancy.
this is ultimately they are loser because sometimes that does not work at all also. But even then, that moment they think it. Only some corporate companies who has a system for putting consultant proper, they only keep the consultant. That is one reason. And the other reason is that most of the chemical industries are located in western zone like Bombay, Pune and Baroda, Ahmedabad. So number of effluent treatment engineers and specialists have grown up in that side only.
Okay.
Here is very minimum in Delhi and
Obviously.
Kolkata. This is much less.
It is
So that
driven
is-
by the industries coming up in India.
Yes.
Okay, and in continuation to this question, for the domestic sewage treatment, the number of experts are much more. So, why it is so? It is much, rather I should say, in the supply and demand side, the supplier of domestic treatment experts are much more than the demand, and it is opposite in case of ETP, effluent treatment plant.
That is the one thing is that effluent treatment plant, that quality input is varies very early. And in sewage treatment plant, the quality is almost fixed and this is almost nearby. Now, sewage treatment plant, if the business is 2000 crore, then effluent treatment business is 50 crores.
Oh,
So this is my anticipation. Even this is the ratio, then how the more engineers will come to this side. Now, effluent treatment and sewage treatment process is not the only part. There are certain engineering also.
yeah.
So domestic sewage treatment, there are so many engineering also. They are involved mostly with that.
Okay.
And effluent treatment plant only very few people comes.
But effluent treatment is much more critical. I mean, from the...
It is critical, difficult. It is
both.
actually difficult, but still people are less.
Okay.
Because that money is a very important thing.
That's the money is the main driver.
Yes, is main driver.
Okay, Mr. Datta. So we are slowly coming to the end of our session. So my next question will be: you should address to the what do you address to the young professionals who wants to come to this effluent treatment industry?
Now I say that effluent treatment industry should earlier the effluent treatment industry the people should come also. Earlier what is happened that effluent treatment there was a special subject in the course of the college. Now initially there are only the PhD people are there. They used to deal with the effluent treatment. Then there was an environment department course, environment engineering course, where effluent is also a subject there. And for the effluent treatment, business is not that much, as I have already explained you. That is whether 2000 crores, this is 50 crores.
Yeah.
So if somebody thinks I will do only survive only by doing the effluent treatment, for a consultant it is difficult. He should survive with the sewage treatment, water treatment, and parallel side these things, take this thing. And they can do effluent treatment only if they can do a very good investment. But effluent treatment, you need a laboratory, you need a pilot plant, only those things. But that way the business does not may come. So I suggest for the new generation that they should come cautiously to this one. They should
Cautiously means, are you going for motivational or stopping them?
Cautiously means motivational means cautiously financially you should go cautiously, because only thing ultimately you want some return of that business.
Financial return.
Financial return. The financial return cannot become only by effluent treatment business consultancy. It is difficult to. Maybe there are some survivors are there who have invested much more.
That means if I summarize that your recommendation is that, okay, go for effluent treatment as well as domestic treatment also.
Yes.
As a whole, because otherwise financially it is not becoming sustainable to be only effluent treatment expert.
That is correct. It should be sustainable. Which business you do, it should be sustainable to them. That is more important. And secondly, motivation point, if you see, that is one thing I should tell that one of my colleagues asked me that my son has passed engineering, which line he should go. So I told him that if I can suggest so easily, then I could help many people. Only thing by my experience is that if he likes that subject, he only do it. Success is ensured.
But Mr. Datta, you have helped many people also because because you also taught me in a project during my professional career.
Yes.
So you are also a teacher to many young professionals. May not be as an academic teacher, but you taught us the processes and explained the practical problems in there. So how the students or the young professionals are coming to you? How you see them?
Actually, there's nowadays has changed from our time to this time has changed. The client has changed, people has changed, and young generation have also changed. Now, young generation, the problem is there. They do so many things, but does not do anything properly.
Okay.
So as a result, and in our generation, we used to do one or two work, but we used to do it properly.
So which is proper, which is good for this present context? Is it your concept or today's concept?
Student?
What is good for the present context?
That should be balanced. Okay. Because if you go to any corporate company, you will see everybody is busy with the meeting. He has no time to read the paper and go in concentration to doing something. Because by that time the telephone comes, there is another meeting. And if you see, this line is handled by the safety and environment people. They are more busy to fill up the form of CPCP properly.
Okay.
Then they want to survive. So survival, who works for survival, they cannot achieve much thing, whatever may be the line.
In one point, there is a contradiction between your views also with me. That earlier, in my earlier career, I used to go in depth, in depth of the knowledge to be much more, not expert, but specialist on one topic. But now, after that, at the age of more than 30 years of experience, I feel that the market demands more width. Okay. Not the depth. So in a rectangle, width and depth. So earlier, I used to see that market demands more depth of knowledge when I was young, maybe less than 45 or 45 years. But nowadays, above 50, the market demands more width rather than depth.
One is like...
But the young professionals are on that concept, more width, no depth at all.
So actually, the concept of survival is like that. Today, people are swimming to survive. They are not going in depth.
Yeah.
So going in depth is also an enjoyment is there. And they are just swimming. Sometimes they are just surviving. So that idea should be changed. Only if it's to success. That is the circus. It should be balanced. I do not say that he should become in my own time. But he should be balanced. Balance between the two.
Yeah. Another point is that in your own business, in your company, I find that you maintained a level in your company where all young engineers come as a first platform to drive into the industry. So how you see that?
That way, it is individual philosophy of life. First thing is that if you have to grow more and more, there should be some purpose and you should have some finance also. Yeah. And I am not from a business family. I am basically a technocrat. And secondly, I had a lot of satisfaction that who has trained for me, my company, and they're working very well.
Yeah.
And it is also a satisfaction. So satisfactions at different level, people enjoy in different ways. So that is the individual philosophy. And when somebody gets success and inform me from in India or abroad, I really feel happy. This is, yes, Okay, he is not with me, but still he
Recognizing you.
recognizing me.
So your company is basically a leaping platform for the young professionals.
That is our purpose. Service also. That is our purpose also.
Yeah.
Is not to do only things.
Yeah. Mr. Datta, we have came to the end of our session. This session, very much thanks to you. And one last question.
It is interesting why you end these things. I do not know. Okay, you say.
Okay, then I will make another round of discussion with you. Maybe much more specific on any topic.
Okay.
My question is that it is my new initiative to make podcast with the technical persons like you, technical consultants like you. So how you see this, and what in your eyes, what are the gaps in this initiative from my end that we can cover it up or fill the gaps to make a better approach in this industry?
I feel that it's a very good job. Once you told me, I was really very happy and delighted. Yes, I have a platform to exchange my knowledge with the present generation and to keep my knowledge for the future generation. That is also one of the way. And third is that I can people understand from these things what they have in Indian condition, what was the thing. Because Indian condition they should understand. Because the history is very important for people to understand the thing, that how small things have been done and these things, how the industries have survived gradually. Industries also have survived.
Yeah.
So that is they should know.
Thank you, Mr. Datta. We are coming to the end of our session, this session. So it's a token of appreciation and a certificate of participation.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
So it is
from
our channel. Yeah. So for your participation, a small token of appreciation.
Certificate from you.
No. You are my sir.
No,
you are my teacher also. Thank you.